Okay, the two nonverbal cues I wanted to look at is facial expression of emotion and emotional contagion. Facial expression of emotion is the use of facial muscles to convey emotion nonverbally. So you can do this through your mouth, your eyes, your eyebrows, and some examples of this would be conveying a smile, a frown, or maybe even like an eye roll or furrowing or raising of the eyebrows. And these are universal, and it helps us determine the emotion someone is feeling without them even saying anything. I like to use this a lot with my friends. Whether they're going through something difficult or something joyful, I can look at their face and I can interpret how they're feeling, and then I can convey that back. So it's especially helpful when trying to convey empathy because I can just offer that real support, and then I can deepen the conversation with them and just convey that I am genuine and am listening to what they're saying and that I'm feeling how they are feeling. So I think this nonverbal cue is very useful to help have deeper conversations with people and then tighten your social bond. The next nonverbal cue I wanted to look at is emotional contagion. So this is the mirroring of emotions through body language, so like posture, or vocal tone, or just facial expression. This can be used positively or negatively depending on the context. So for example, I experience this a lot at school, especially going into an exam. Even if I wasn't nervous going in, if I see people with like their arms crossed or their jaw clenched, that is conveying to me that they're nervous, and then I might mirror that back and also be portrayed as nervous. So their emotion can make me feel nervous just because of that emotional contagion. I think this is useful when it's for positive, but not so much for negative. For positive, it can really drive social bonding and create intimacy because you're kind of sharing that dynamic with the other person. But for negative, it can kind of heighten stress or heighten panic internally for the other person. And I think it can just kind of make those negative emotions stronger, or it can create negative emotions that you might not even have had prior to talking to the person. So like I said, with going into an exam, even if I wasn't nervous, if I talked to like a friend or something that was, and I can tell that they were nervous, then that would go on to me, and then maybe I wouldn't even do that well in the exam because I got their stress. So lastly, I think nonverbal cues impact the listening component of interpersonal communication greatly. I think they turn the superficial context of hearing into something deeper and into something that we can comprehend. So through active listening skills, we can utilize nonverbal cues to shape how we interpret, believe, and respond to a message. So I think without nonverbal cues, our listening skills would not be as strong and that we would not have as impactful conversations as we do.